Hi, good evening. My last one of these Q&As actually kind of fucked up because I accidentally deleted it off of my phone because I'm an idiot. It took me ages to try and get it online because the file was giant and where I was, which was here, the Wi-Fi sucks. So I'm just going to try and upload it straight from my phone. So I'm going to try and do several. I keep them short and concise. I wanted to do Q&As and stuff whilst we were doing the album, whilst I wasn't in the studio. I go back there tomorrow afternoon. But in the meantime, I thought I'd actually get round to doing this goddamn Q&A that I was supposed to have done a week ago. I'm going to try and get a load of these questions up for you. I'm just going to answer a few of them at the moment, and I'm going to do another video with more questions and things. I'm not really prepared for this. I'm tired. So I'm going to get straight into it because I really don't know what to say because I suck at talking. So I'm going to start with some questions that Liz has sent in to ask. She's asked, what is my favourite anime series or movie? Now, of course, everyone's favourite ever is Death Note. It can't not be. Everyone that's watched anime or is into anime watches Death Note. It's pretty unanimous, I think. So yeah, giant fan of Death Note and Ouran High School Host Club. I was a big fan of that series. But also, the Japanese Marvel X-Men anime that they did, I think it was like 10 or 12 episodes. The others that I've seen, the Iron Man one and the Wolverine one, gash. But this one, the X-Men one, that's really, really good. Another one, if I could be any member of any band for one day, who would it be and why? I don't know. Will seems to have a pretty great life, so maybe Will from Aiden, just so that I can be Will and argue, boss us around for a day. It'd be interesting. It'd be like being Krilly, but super Krilly. Hold on. Done. Yeah, being Will, to me, it's kind of like super Krilly, but with extra activities. Another question. What instrument would I most like to learn to play? Piano. I don't know why I'm doing that to signify piano, but yeah, definitely piano. I have started to learn and I can play a little bit, like a couple things, but nothing impressive. The piece I'm trying to learn is actually Mozart. It's really quite hard. My idea is to learn that, and then by the time I've learned that, I'll actually be able to play piano. But we've been kind of busy doing this thing called recording an album these last few weeks, so I haven't really touched it in a while. I must get back to it. Any other questions from Liz? What non-musical activities do I do in my spare time? I don't really know. I don't get that much spare time outside of music. I watch films and stuff on Netflix. I watch wrestling a lot. I've been into wrestling ever since I was a kid. Big fan of wrestling, always have been. Since I was about 13, 14 really. Yeah. I'm trying to think what else I do other than music and wrestling and films and more work to do with the band. Really does take up most of my time, and then yeah, that's pretty much it. I think I don't know, I read and obviously I write. Write a couple new things for the book these last few days, which I'm quite excited about. I'm already up to 5 minutes. I was trying to keep this short. Greatest life achievement so far? Really couldn't know. I'm getting the chance to tour the country with the band and meet all you guys. I don't really know what else to say about it. It's awesome, and it's more than I could ever have expected for that I get the chance to do. I don't really have the words to explain. Ah. Sammy Lilly says, I don't know, which do you prefer, coffee or tea? I don't... If you prefer tea to coffee, you're an idiot. I do like specialty teas like chai tea and vanilla chai, but never in preference to coffee. Always coffee. Here was an interesting one. Said if everything was legal for 24 hours, what would you do? Now, I mean, everyone expects the normal ones like murder or, you know, anything like that, but just straight up, I don't know, bank fraud. I'd never run out of money again. It would be wonderful. So if that ever happens, yeah, it'd be great. I'd have all your money. I wouldn't have all your money, I'd just have the money that doesn't exist. So I'd create money. Yeah, I'd create money, but in a way that wouldn't damage the economy for everyone else. So I wouldn't be in giant amounts of debt all the time because I'm a musician. Let's have a look. Liz again asks, World of Warcraft, yay or nay? Now, I've never played it, so I'm not gonna really comment. If you do play it, cool. It's never been my thing, really. Like, you have to pay every month to play that. That kind of sucks. I don't know. Some people enjoy it. That's cool. If you enjoy it, awesome. Let's have a look. I don't know how to pronounce your name. Guinin? Jeanin? I don't know how you pronounce your name. Sorry. Says, if you could take over England, what would you make compulsory in high school? I don't know about lessons. I guess it's supposed to be kind of compulsory. But if it was something that was like dead enforced and it was just mandatory and everyone did oblige to it, my general thing that I would make compulsory was don't be a cunt. Just point blank, don't be a cunt. It would make everyone's life easier. And you know, it would have made my life easier. A few less fists to the face, maybe. Always not a good time when fists are hitting your face. Unless that's what you're into, in which case, go for it. Shannon asks, are there any Ashes songs in particular that you personally connect with, both musically and lyrically? I don't know. I think once I get my hands on it, when I'm playing it, after the demo's been written, I kind of connect to it. I guess maybe at the moment, I'd say Chases and How to Tell the Truth, because that's something that we worked on with us, no producer, nothing, and got out there from its creation. The first thing that I fully, completely and utterly came up with the idea for my own solo for. I really enjoyed doing that. I don't know, I've got other ones that everyone knows that I love and that I love playing, like Ghost Frequency, Lumi obviously, because the reaction for Lumi and the way that everyone receives it is wonderful. But I don't really know, like, it's, overall that's picking, and I can't pick between the songs. The only thing I will say is that I probably connect better to the stuff since I joined the band that was created then, just because I've been there since its inception. So obviously that makes a big difference. But other than that, the old songs I absolutely adore. Like, obviously I did my own acoustic cover of Heartfelt Radio Anthem. That's always been one of my favourites. I can't pick a favourite. I've got so many that I absolutely love. So I'm just going to shut up talking about that. Everyone repeatedly asks what Emily's asking here, which is my biggest influence. Now, I can't really answer that. I don't know. There's the standard ones that have inspired me to pick up the instrument from when I started, and I was inspired more by specific individuals a few years ago, whereas now I don't tend to think of I want to be able to play like that guy. I pick up individual things from different players, and I really enjoy that. Different tones, different sounds. People like Frank Iero, Johnny Radke, Ray Toro, Jade Puget. I don't know. Like, there's so many great guitar sounds and great musicians out there. It's not so much like I could say, oh, I'm influenced by him, but not by him. Just, I like a lot of different music, so I can't really narrow it down. There's the obvious ones that have influenced me from the start, but they're not even per se as influential on me as perhaps they once were in the style that they play. I don't know. I really couldn't say. Here's a simple one from Paul. Is my family musical? No, not at all. I'm the only one really that's musical in my family. I've taught myself to play everything that I can play on my own. The closest I've come to musical tuition is when I was starting playing drums. I used to watch a lot of videos and stuff on learning it all, and that got me to a standpoint where I could start teaching myself certain things, and I'd watch videos where I could see what the drummer was doing and then start working things out and break it down. I'd watch a few things on different fills and different beats and stuff. I wasn't really friends with many musicians when I was doing that, when I was learning guitar, so I just had to muddle through on my own. If you've got a friend that knows how to play it that can help teach you or whatever, then that would obviously help. Yeah. My family's members' musical interests, that's an interesting one, because obviously my dad got me into certain stuff when I was a kid. Queen, everyone gets into Queen through their parents. Prince, I still love Prince. Robbie Williams, Madonna, ABBA to an extent, Tina Turner, Michael Jackson. Obviously Michael Jackson was a huge influence on a lot of musicians and people my age. It's the first single that I ever got as a kid. I got from a car boot sale, and I got the black and white single on cassette. I played that to death. I love that song. Yeah, and then one of the first ever CDs I had was Michael Jackson's Blood on the Dance Floor album. It's a weird album, mostly remixes. Still some really good songs in there. It's not ones that most people know. And I got the, when I was about 7 or 8, I got the Earth Song single on CD. So obviously my parents fully endorsed my love of Michael Jackson as a kid. It progressed from there. Mike Oldfield as well. I used to watch a video cassette of that my dad had of him live. That was awesome. So that's sort of my parents' musical interests from when I was a kid. They've never been giantly musical people. Cal wants to know what age I wrote my first song, poem or story and what it was about. Now, I wrote from when I was really young, but I never did anything with it. I can remember I used to write really, really gash poetry when I was really young. Just because I enjoyed writing. I used to write stories on my old computer, like my very, very first computer that I had. Like the crappy little text thing that I could get on there. I would just write. It would mostly be sort of fantasy or sci-fi or sort of action-y sort of things, spy things and stuff. I can remember I used to write a lot of things like that. And then I stopped for years, and then I picked it up in my early teens, never really did anything with it, and it was only really when I wanted another outlet that wasn't the band I was in, for sharing things that I started